Hello everyone, welcome back to the Bridgemaster Expert Series. Getting close to the end of this Expert Series, starting with D-13 today. We've only got up to D-30 to do. But we're doing the Expert ones in chunks of 6, so we've got a few videos left. I see we're in 6 hearts, unopposed. Okay, West could have overcalled a spade, but it's not remarkable that he didn't. I mean, it looks like some end play against East, right? Draw trumps, eliminate spades, do something in clubs. I'm thinking ace, then low to queen, maybe? I think that's right. Because if West has the king, no matter how many West has, ace, then low to queen, then low to jack still works. We get to pitch our diamond loser despite, we will have to lose a club that we could have avoided losing. But we'll get to pitch the diamond loser, so it comes out okay. And if East has the king, then we can find that out and find out how the clubs break before we're forced to guess diamonds, right? If we lead a club up to the queen and West wins the king and switches to a diamond, I see. The problem there is that we won't know whether the clubs were splitting at that point. No, but it doesn't matter. Right. Like I said, if we play the ace and then low towards the queen, West wins the king. It doesn't matter how clubs are splitting. We still have the queen and jack, and they're both winners. If we lead up to the queen jack twice and East wins the last one, that's fine. So it seems as though the precious commodity on this hand is entries to hand, right? We need to rough out the spades and then get to hand twice to lead clubs. And it kind of looks like you have to get to hand a third time to lead a diamond up, but actually that's not true. Because after the clubs have been played, worst case, they were 4-2 and East had the king. So he was able to win it. But he can't lead anything. If he leads a diamond, we get the finesse. And if he leads a club, we can rough it, and that's a hand entry, right? So we can play the king and queen of hearts. Actually, can I afford that? How? Probably. Win this, king, queen of hearts, just in case the spades are 7-1, basically. Spade, heart, ruff. We've now played 3 rounds. Well, no, 2 rounds and a ruff. Heart to the ace. Jack of hearts, obviously, to the ace. No. Ace of clubs first. Then jack of hearts to the ace. Club up. Say it holds. Dummy's last heart, the 2, to my 3, or probably 6 or something. Lead another club up. And we still have 1 left in hand to rough the possible club return and or the spade return or what have you. Either way, a way to rough, end up in hand, and take the diamond finesse if necessary. So yeah, we can afford to play 2 of these from dummy. Which should mean we're safe from any spade roughs, yeah. Cash. 10 to the ace. Lead up. What? I guess this works. It's not how I thought things were going to go, but I'll take it. Okay. So East had King X of clubs and was end played there, which is fine. I don't think that's actually an important part of the picture. Like, is it? Oh, it is. That's true. Because if you just take the finesse into East, he can exit a club. And then you will have to like rely on the diamond finesse when the clubs don't split. You'll find out that the clubs don't split, and you'll say, "Oh, I need the diamond finesse." But there is the possibility that East has just King X of clubs and is end played when you play Ace and another. So the Ace first is not exactly about catering to stiff King, which actually you would handle just fine by finessing. It's about handling King X, and I didn't really think that through. Nice. Okay, 2 diamonds on our right, so better not play low here. We know that West is roughing the second diamond. Interesting heart spots. We have 4 hearts. 2 spades is 6. 2 clubs is 8. A diamond is 10. 9. We could lead another diamond to the queen after drawing trump, and that would be 10. We're still short 2 tricks, so we have some work to do. We could take a ruff somewhere. Like, if we imagine that hearts are 3-2, then the line I described easily gets 11 tricks. It's not 12, but it's something. Maybe... So, I mean, the Queen of Diamonds isn't really a threat for a squeeze, because we can establish it by just leading up to it, right? But the small diamond is a threat if we could rough it out. Like, if we could force East to pitch a bunch of diamonds, then we could rough out the last diamond and score 3 diamond tricks? Is that true? Yeah, I guess. Ace, low to queen, East has to play, like, the king, and then we play the queen and then another little one, and East can't follow suit. So that could happen. We could get 3 diamonds. So it looks to me like a trump squeeze, probably in... Well, if there is a trump squeeze, it's in the black suits, I think. But maybe there's instead a double squeeze or a compound squeeze around diamonds? We certainly have good entries for that. But. Right. We don't, actually. Because to even get to 11 tricks, we have to rough a diamond. And then we have no diamond threat left, right? Ace, low to the queen, losing to the king. Queen, rough. That's our 3 diamond tricks. To add to 5 black tricks is 8. No. 4 black tricks is 7. And 4 heart tricks is 11. So the diamond is not a threat for a squeeze because we can just rough it. We should look at the black suit squeeze. Which would require West to have 5 spades and at least 4 clubs. Well, at least 5 spades and at least 4 clubs. We already know exactly 1 diamond. Okay. Drawing trump obviously is something we're going to do. We kind of have to assume that trump are 3-2. And I imagine West will be the one with 3. We're playing him to be basically 5-3-1-4, or something a little bit more extreme than that. If he has that, how are things looking? The main challenge for the Trump squeeze is going to be entries to the dummy. The ace of clubs is 1, but we need another, which almost has to be the last heart, but that's a problem, isn't it? Oh. Well. Yeah, that doesn't make sense, does it? Because if you're roughing a diamond in dummy, and then drawing trump, well, yeah, at that point you can finish drawing trump in dummy, right? Although I still no, that doesn't work. Because we'll have to have pitched something from dummy on the queen of diamonds, and presumably it'll be a spade, right? Doesn't seem like everything is quite right for the trump squeeze. What am I confused about? If the 2 of spades, like, so normally in a trump squeeze is basically like a crisscross where you have threats in the 2 opposite hands, and each threat suit is accompanied by no winners in its own suit. So, like, or maybe that only needs to be true for one of them? I don't know. But, like, even if you drew all the trump ending in dummy, you know, somebody with... Well, okay, let's just work this out. Let's say West has the shape we imagine. We play ace of diamonds, and if you draw too many trump now, let's say you draw all the trump, diamond, East pops king and plays, I don't know, a club. Club seems the most disruptive. We win the king. Queen of diamonds pitching a spade. Diamond rough. So the position we're now in is that North has 2 spades, ace third of clubs. There's no way we could establish the clubs at that point, right? I could play ace, like, if West ends up having to pitch clubs, great. I could play ace of clubs, rough a club, and then, like, the club would be good, but we couldn't get back to dummy. So something's not right there. What if we tried to play the dummy reversal, and instead of roughing a diamond in dummy, we roughed a club in hand? Think of things that way instead. Because if we could rough 2 clubs in hand, we'd be golden, right? We'd just lose the 1 diamond and then pitch dummy's spade on the diamond queen, and everything else would be winners. So why is it that that's hard? I think the main reason is that somebody might rough the second club, right? Presumably East, who has 6 diamonds. Maybe the point is to not take the diamond rough yet. I think that actually might be important. So we win the ace of diamonds. I still think it's trump squeeze in the black suits against West. We win the ace of diamonds. We cash 3 hearts. We play a diamond. Let's... Oh, gosh. If East ducks, is that okay? Yeah, well... I was thinking East will pop king to make sure he wins the king. But actually, that rectifies the count for me, and my life might be harder if he didn't do that. But I can just lose a diamond if I want to. Maybe. So anyway, ace of diamonds, diamond. Let's assume East pops the king and returns a club, as I said before. We win the king. We cash the queen of diamonds, pitching a spade from dummy. I think. You know what? Let's not even cash that. So we've played 3 hearts. So there's 1 left in both of our hands. We have all 3 spades still remaining in hand. We've played 2 diamonds, so there's still queen X here. And a small stiff club. Dummy has ace third. So that's 1, 4, 6, 7 card ending. What exactly is West hanging on to in that 7 card ending before I cash the queen of diamonds? He has to hang on to 3 spades. And he has to hang on to 3 clubs. And he has room for 1 idle card. Then we play queen of diamonds, pitching dummy's spade. And he can ditch his idle card. But then we play a diamond. And he has to either abandon clubs or spades. Right? And the problem is, if he abandons clubs, I can't get back to them. I have the same problem I had before. So why can't I... I'm just short on entries. I mean, we can play the spade club simple squeeze that requires West to have 5-5 in the black suits, but it seems like there should be a trump squeeze there to... Well, wait a minute. If my concern is just that West might have 5 clubs, why can't I just rough a club at some point? And then use this... It's because... Well... Yeah, actually, why can't I do that? Then my hand would be the one short in trumps, and I could end in dummy. Seems like it would work. And then maybe it would even be a double squeeze, because I would know... I would actually have the diamond as a threat against East, right? 4 hearts here. 2 spades is 6. 2 diamonds is 8. 2 clubs and a club rough would be 11. So maybe that's the idea. So how does the timing for that work? Ace. Heart, heart, heart. That's too many. I need 2 entries back to dummy to lead up diamonds and rough a club, right? And then I maybe need another to get back. So ace, heart, heart. I don't have an entry back to dummy. if I draw 3 rounds of trump before roughing a club. And if I don't draw 3 rounds of trump before roughing a club, aren't I setting myself up for some big problems? That's the kind of thing the trump squeeze is supposed to address, is letting me delay that ruff. But I can't figure out how to do it. I don't think it actually exists. So we certainly play the ace here. I think I can draw 1 trump with the 10. I don't know. I'm kind of giving up at this point because all the things I can think of don't actually work. Maybe I have to... Ooh, okay, that's interesting. West has 4 hearts, huh? So that sort of gives me license to play king, ace of clubs, ruff a club high, right? Not really. Because then how am I getting my diamond queen? Is the point that I wasn't supposed to lead the jack? I was supposed to play low to the 9 here. And then try to take 2 club ruffs? I don't think I can do that. Maybe I can. I don't think so, though. Yeah, this doesn't work at all. What am I thinking? This is like down 2. Okay, well, so let's lose some tricks and get a look at a specific layout and see what I was supposed to do. Like, try to think of what to do on this layout. Yeah, I mean, this is pretty normal. Oh, except actually it's east who guards the clubs. And not west. Was I too focused on west having clubs? Because he's short in diamonds? Huh. I mean, you could just play king ace of clubs right away, I guess, and not be afraid of clubs being 6-1. I guess that's fair. What if we did that right away? How mad at me would you be, Fred? He thinks that's fine. Can I afford to play queen and then 2 to the king? Maybe. I don't think so, though. Because I want the jack to ruff with, obviously. But if I play 2 to the king, or 9, whatever, the 7 is just going to be sitting there, and I have high enough cards to beat West having 8/4. Obviously, like, there's a kind of trump coup idea where... Oh, yeah, I guess that's true. I was thinking, well, but if we try the trump coup, doesn't West just rough in early? Well, I guess he does. uh... Well... Yeah, I don't know. So say we try this. We find out Trump are breaking badly. Yeah, I don't know. Like, if I can lead a club to rough, congratulations to me. But I still have a diamond loser and a spade loser. The hearts are fine. And if I could just get back to hand, to dummy, I could lead a diamond, but if East plays low instead of playing the king, then when I play the queen, West roughs it, and there's nowhere to put the spade loser. I don't know. Rough club losers in hand, lead towards the queen of diamonds. Yes, I was trying to do that. Careful timing, I agree. I couldn't figure it out. Cash clubs, rough a club high, sure. High trump and overtake immediately, huh? Rough a club high. So, I guess... That's true. At a point like this... Well, it's too late. But, here. Here is sort of when you have to commit. Are you overtaking with the king to make sure you can get a rough and then lead up again? Or are you playing low? And if you play low, you succeed against 3-2 trumps. If you overtake, you can succeed against 4-1 trumps, provided you commit to it by finessing on the next round. And Fred points out that you know East has... You will know, by the time you have to lead the second round of hearts, how many clubs East has. Right? East has 4 clubs and 6 diamonds. So he has 3 cards in the other suits. We have substantially more hearts than spades. Well, not now, but we started with. And therefore East is more likely to be short in hearts and long in spades. So it's better to take the finesse. Draw all the trumps. Yeah, I was sort of like trying not to play around 4-1 trumps until I found out they were 4-1. But that's too late. Okay, tough start for the day. I mean, board 1 was fine. Board 2's not going... Didn't go very well. 2 spades, 4 spades. We have 5 spade tricks. 4 diamonds and a club. So that's 10 tricks. Which tells me they're about to win this and get a rough? No. Ah, I see the problem. The problem is, if I continue with another spade, then they can play a diamond or something. And how do I get back to my hand to finish drawing trumps? I can lose a heart, but they'll play another diamond. And perhaps give their partner a rough. It looks tempting to lose a heart at this time. But don't they just play clubs then? Well, if they play clubs, they're not playing diamonds, so that's fine with me. If I lose a heart and they play a diamond, yeah. Is that really... If I lose a heart now, then they play a diamond. and then I play a spade, they win it and play a diamond. Is that really any better than them winning a spade, diamond, and then a heart, diamond? I think the answer is yes, it is better. Because in spades, only one of them can win the trick, whoever has the ace. And so they'll only be giving a ruff if the ace is doubleton and is opposite the hand with the diamond singleton. Right? Then you can win the ace on the second round. And give your partner the ruff. But if it's like ace third, for example, in the same hand as the singleton diamond, if you play a spade now, they'll win it, play a diamond, win the heart return in the hand that can give the ruff. So that's why I think we're supposed to duck a heart immediately. Wait a minute! I don't have a heart entry. I refuse. You can't make me ruff. Okay, good. It worked. I have a club entry now. That was a cute little play. I like that. I didn't see that coming, but it was easy to adjust to. They tried to make me use up my heart entry too soon, and you have to refuse. Pitch a club so that you have a club entry instead. I like that one. Tell me how smart I am, Fred. If you make the mistake of continuing spades, you'll lose if the player with spade length was dealt a singleton diamond. Yep. Win the ace, lead the diamond, you're stuck in dummy, lose the lead, but West will win, give East a ruff. Yep. Indeed, a scissors coup. The defense switches to diamonds, you win and play a spade. And as long as the hand with the ace of spades is the same hand who's short in diamonds, they can't give themselves a ruff and they can't get to partner. The defense does better to continue hearts. Yes. If you ruff, you still have the same predicament. So you decline to ruff and pitch your club loser. So I found this in a hurry. It's a cool play, though. I like it. We have 7 spade tricks and 2 aces. I mean, how hard could this be? Answer, maybe hard. This looks like the kind of hand where you're supposed to make sure East can't get on lead, right? The King 10 of hearts, you eventually play a heart to the 10 and playing West. And so you should duck the diamond so you can pitch a club on it, on the ace. Like, you have to rough out the clubs for that line to work. And you can't afford to lose a club because East could win it. But you can lose this diamond. And importantly, if West does give East a heart ruff, like ace of hearts heart, that's fine. You don't mind the heart ruff because your king is still safe. And then we just cross ruffs. Or not cross ruff, we eliminate everything. Making sure we preserve the 5 and the 4, of course, as entries. In real life, you should, like, count how many spades you have to make sure you can afford this extravagance. I just assumed I would have enough because it looks like a lot and it's a Bridgemaster deal. Where, like, this is obviously the kind of thing you're supposed to do, so they must have given me enough trumps, but I should have counted, it's true. And there we go. We got West to lead away from the hard honor. Cool, cool. On to 17. 3-0, opponent's silent. You should always be suspicious when Bridgemaster gives you something like this, where you can be like, oh, I'll play low and get 3 spade tricks. It's a Bridgemaster deal. Never accept free tricks. Figure out what you're supposed to do instead. Okay, suppose the diamonds come in. That's 5 tricks, and then we have 4 black tricks, so that would be enough. So if the diamonds come in, it really does not matter what you do. It's hard to imagine you could screw things up badly enough to go down in that case. So how are you going to make it if the diamonds are 4-1? The King 9 of Hearts are an important asset because they're just enough to ensure that they can't cash 4 heart tricks. Let's say East wins and leads the Queen, trying to lead through your King many times. If you play the King, you'll be in trouble. It could go Ace, back to East's 10, or Jack or whatever, and then lead through the 9 to West's 10-8. However, if you duck the first heart, and then cover the second, they won't be able to get back to East to lead through again. So they can take at most 3 heart tricks given this setup. The issue is there an issue? You still only have 8 tricks, right? You have if the diamonds don't split, you're losing 1 and winning 4, and then you have 2 clubs and ace king of spades. So it looks like you should play low to set up another spade immediately. I assume there's some reason this is wrong. The obvious reason is that it would block the spades, right? You could only actually... Because, right, in order to test the diamonds, you kind of want to play ace, queen, king, duck. And at that point, you don't have any diamonds to get back to your hand for the spade winner that you set up. You still only get 2. However, if you have 3 spades, you don't need 5 diamonds. You only need 4. So I think you play low here at trick 1 and then duck a diamond. You still have the diamonds to get the black to get entry to your last spade trick, and then the clubs get you back in dummy for the diamonds. Meanwhile, you've lost 3 only hearts and 1 diamond. So I think that works. I almost ducked this. No, don't duck this. Duck the diamond. By the way, something you should think about, and I did but sort of forgot to mention, is what is the spade position? Who has the queen here? Could we afford to play the ace to preserve the king as an entry and then finesse later? No, because West has the queen. Assuming standard methods and that opponents are leading honestly, which, I mean, they probably are on this auction. West's 7 of spades being 4th best means that there are 4 cards higher than the 7 not in West's hand. This is, you can look up the rule of 11. I've talked a little about it before, but if you lead 4th best in a suit, then the pip that you lead, in this case 7, and you subtract that from 11, that's how many cards are higher than the card that aren't in your hand. The idea, of course, is to help partner, but as declarer, it helps us too. We can say, 4 cards higher than the queen, than the 7, not in West's hand. Well, I see 3 of them, the ace, king, jack. East must have 1. And, when we played low here, we saw that it's the 9. But we can already tell that it's not the queen. Because if East had the queen, then West's 4 spades, the 3 spades West would have higher than the 7 would be 10, 9, 8. And nobody's leading the 7 from 10, 9, 8, 7. So West must have queen, 9, 8, 7 or 10, 8, 7. And East has the 10 or the 9. So ace and then finessing later is not going to produce a trick. So we shouldn't even really consider that. Anyway, we'll duck the diamond now. Duck here. Cover here. And the 9 is protection against them cashing 2 tricks. They lead a club trying to deny us some entries, but we can still untangle with ace of spades. 2 diamonds, indeed the suit was 4-1. Spade pitching a club. And club back to dummy. And indeed, West has queen 10, 8, 7. Cool. Last hand of the night. I guess I'm publishing these videos in the morning. I mean, I'm not recording it at night either. I don't know. I usually play bridge in the evening, and so I think of sessions as being the evening or the night. Okay, we're in 4 spades. West had a chance to overcall and didn't, but it's not that significant, probably. There's nothing, like, really stand out here that I can see. Nothing, like, says, this is the one thing you must consider. Obviously, we can play a low heart here. Win the queen or the 10. I mean, I don't know. Like, we look like we have... Okay, let's imagine that roughing is not an issue and that we have unlimited entries. We have 4 hearts and 2 clubs at least. That's 6 tricks. We would need only 4 spades, which should be fairly straightforward, right? I mean, like, you can afford to lose 2 of them? Really? So you have to avoid losing 3 spades or a ruff. Maybe that's the big... Okay. So, I guess the point of that analysis was, if you assume roughing is not an issue and entries are not an issue, the hand is very easy. Therefore, it must be the case that them roughing or entries are an issue. A heart ruff seems very likely, right? North bid 2 hearts, showing 5 of them, and West is leading. And it's not like he has, king, queen, jack to lead. He's leading the 5. The only real reason to do that is if you're hoping to get a ruff. Or maybe give your partner a ruff, because, like, maybe West also has 5? Jack 9... Well, no, because you would lead 4th best. So the 5 can't be 4th best from a 5-card suit. It's the lowest one out there. So if someone has a singleton, it should be West. Which makes sense. So I could win this heart, play 2 spades, and then, oh no, bad luck, the suit is 4-1. Then what? The issue is, like, you want to cash the last heart. West probably roughs. And then he crosses to his partner in diamonds for another ruff. That would be fine, right? I think. No, because one of our hearts, they would be roughing an actual heart winner at that point. Wouldn't they? Well, not exactly. We win this, 2 spades, heart, ruffed. Diamond cross, another heart, ruffed, but I can just play a little one from dummy. And in the end, I'll take 6 spades instead of 4, because they ruffed with the others. And I'll still have 3 hearts and 2 clubs. That would be like 11 tricks. So that is not an issue. I think the issue would be, what if West doesn't ruff a heart until I spend the ace of clubs? So that I can't get back to dummy for the other heart. That seems interesting. I want to just play 2 spade. Oh! They're not 4-1, they're 5-0. Okay, that makes things more interesting. Good to know. Huh. So West's remaining spades are Queen Jack 10 6. Sorry, Queen 10 9 6. So West appears to have 3 spade tricks, and we're also losing a diamond. What can be done about this? The most obvious answer, I think, would be to rough diamonds with our small spades, so that at some point West has to rough his partner's winner somehow. And or well, more like West would have to rough and then be end played in spades. But since West has a singleton heart, I don't think that's going to be a huge problem for him. I don't know. I'm playing a diamond. So West's remaining spades are Queen 10 9. I need to rough both of these diamonds and actually, like, win all of these clubs. Right? Or I guess I could rough the last one with the 7. Could I? If West has 4, I could, I guess. So I certainly need West to have at least 3 clubs. And so the only way I'm getting enough club tricks is if they include the jack, the queen. Then I can put in the jack, right? Sure. Rough another diamond. And I do need West to follow to this last diamond, so let's just lead it. King of clubs. Okay, I think it worked. Yeah. And then rough low. And West has to lead away from the queen of spades. I feel like this hand was easier once I found out the trumps were 5-0. Not because it's like actually more likely to make, but because the line, the possibility space contracted greatly. It was like, oh, there's only one thing I can do now all of a sudden. Right? Knowing that you have like a diamond loser and 3 spades, the only way out is to end play West. Okay. Whereas when I was trying to figure out what kinds of 4-1 splits I could handle, it seemed like there was a lot to think about. Although everything seemed like it would be fine. Maybe I'm wrong. What does Fred say? An obvious singleton, indeed. Yep. Concede diamond, rough them, West roughs. Yep, you have to finesse the jack at some point, sure. Yeah, okay. I mean, I guess just describing what I did. Great. He doesn't mention how to handle 4-1 splits, which I guess is fair enough. I just thought, like, before I laid down the ace, I should figure out if maybe I need to do something else to prepare for a 4-1 split. I think not, since, like, a heart ruff is obviously coming. I don't know. Anyway, I did it. So, great. I was a little worried when I saw this hand that I didn't see what I was supposed to do when Trump were 4-1. And the answer is, well, you were supposed to actually handle Trump 5-0. And that was much more clear, in a sense. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.